Alright, here we are over at the hunting club. There's Jetty. And there's part of Jerod. Getting some of his equipment out. Louisa is up front and getting the cameras ready. And we're getting ready to do a little review on our Muck Boots here. This is Big Al running the camera on this side. Over at the hunting club, just showing you around for a little bit.
Got it.
Showing you down through the woods, and we're going to do a review, let you know what we think of the Muck Boots, pros and cons.
My axe, I left it.
Jared's axe right there. There's
that's
Jerod.
why I wanted to bring mine. Hello.
So,
are we done in here? I believe so.
Get a view of what's going on. So look at this beautiful morning. And we will get back with you in just a second.
I may have.
I got that one, yep. There we are again, everybody. Getting everything set up. Getting ready to give y'all a good review. Jared trying his turkey calling technique out. He had one answer him earlier, but apparently he's went over the hill.
What time is it? It's 10 to 11.
10 to 11.
It's always hard to get him to answer.
Answer, yep. This time of day.
So. Hello everybody, this is Jetty with J&J True Outdoor Adventures. Got Jerod, Big Al here. We've been promising to do a review of the Muck Boots, and we got out here in the woods today and brought our boots with us. And I'm going to turn this over to Jerod and let him talk about his first and give his thoughts on his boots.
Well, my boots are the Muck Arctic Ice XFs. The big difference between this boot and Dad and Alvin's boots, which are the same, mine has the adjustable buckle on the back for your calf. These boots are $209. I bought them at Royal King. They are a really good boot. I don't have many complaints with them. The versions that you see that they have, it's basically the same boot that I'm holding, but it does not have the adjustment on the back. Theirs is a fixed cuff. The boot itself is very well constructed. They just tell you that it has a fleece liner. They have the Vibram sole, which is extremely comfortable. It has the Arctic Ice tread design on the bottom, which is a lot better than some of the other Muck boots because they have what looks like straight tread across the bottom. It looks kind of like waders. One of the reasons I went with this boot is because it has the harder rubber that comes all the way up onto the boot rather than having the neoprene come all the way down to the ankle. The stuff that we hunt is a lot of brush. There's briars. Sometimes we have to go through select cuts. The There's been a lot of reports of the boots that have the neoprene that come all the way down to the ankle, the briars snagging it or ripping the neoprene, then your boot starts to leak. All in all, I was extremely pleased with these boots this past hunting season. They are extremely warm. The comfort rating on them is plus 30 degrees Fahrenheit to negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit. They will sweat your feet off. You do not want to wear thick insulated socks with them. The one drawback that I have with them is the camo finish. Going through brush, it tends to scrape off. On the toe of this boot and down the sides, some of the camo is gone and there's just a gray coloring. That's really the only drawback that I had with the boot, wearing them this past season, is the fact that the finish is coming off. I don't know if there's something that Muck can do to put like a coating over top of that to try and protect that. I mean, if you got up close to my boot, from a distance you really can't tell. There's a lot of scars on it from tree limbs and briars. Ultimately though, that's just cosmetic. Doesn't really matter, you know, if your boot's pretty or not. As far as any type of flaw, I've yet to have one.
Well, my boot, same as Jerod's. Everything exactly the same. The soles are exactly the same. Now his is in Realtree, and I don't know if the wide calf if that's all they come in is Realtree.
The wide calf only comes in Realtree right now.
But mine and Alvin's both are in Mossy Oak, and mine is just like his. Other than mine's not got the wide calf. It's just one calf size. That's about it. But I had no problem with it. I don't have real wide calves. My hunting clothes fit down in it fine. They do keep your feet extremely warm. They recommend you wear a wicking sock when you wear these. Don't wear a wool sock. Don't wear a heavy insulated sock or whatever, because one, you'll get the boot wet inside. They do have a removable insole that you can take out. I have the same problem as Jerod talked about. There's places on my boots where the camo has gotten scratched and come off. But other than that, I like it because the neoprene's at the top, not down around your ankle. You got all that rubber. They are waterproof. We've walked through creeks and snow and everything. Never got our feet wet. They've never gotten cold.
And this version that you have, it was $179?
$179. I got mine through Sportsman's Guide because I'm a member there. And I got the discount, so it's a little bit cheaper. But if you're a non-member, you have to pay the $179. But, I mean, they're great. We've had the old cheap Walmart boots. They're all camo, all rubber.
They did pretty well, but they seem to dry rot really quick.
Yes.
And you had the, right where your foot bends in the crease, you'd have cracking of the rubber. And the tread design on the bottom of those was decent, but I don't think it was as rugged as what the bottoms of
No,
these are.
these here are ideal for walking in wet leaves, snow, ice, whatever. Mine is not as clean as yours on the sole because I still have mud in mine. But they've been great. I like them. I'd recommend them to anybody. Now, Alvin, yours is the same as mine, right?
Yeah, mine's the same as Juddy's. I have basically the same thing going on with my paint job as what Jerod has with his. The camo's starting to come off a little bit. Basically, with me, being a bigger guy, I wish I'd have got the buckle on the back like Jerod's. But being a bigger guy wearing one of these, my only kickback is trying to get your pant leg down in here. It does make it a little bit tighter. My suggestion would be go another shoe size up or a half size up, make it a little bit more comfortable on yourself. Once your foot's down in here, it's very comfortable. I had no problems with it. Like I said, we went through creeks, briars, everything. It's one of the most comfortable boots I've had.
The main thing, you're talking about going up a half size or whatever more.
Right.
The main thing is if you can afford it,
Right.
buy the wide calf.
Buy the wide calf. Exactly.
If
It's
you've
just a
got
little
wide-
bit. It's just a little bit more. If you are a bigger guy, kind of like Big Al,
Yep.
and you have bigger calves, getting the ones that have the adjustment on the back, this one is loose, you can see how wide that calf will get compared to what that is. You can easily get your pants, whether they're insulated bibs or whatever, you can easily get that down in your boot, and then you can tighten this to where it's comfortable rather than it squeezing your leg. Now, the one thing that does help is the top of this is neoprene, so it will stretch on that boot.
Yes.
But trying to tuck your pants in, with these, you pretty much have to put them on and then tuck your pants in.
Exactly.
Where with this one, you can kind of just put your pants down around your ankle and slip your whole foot and ankle down in there. Your pants will go in, and then you just cinch this up, lock it, and it's got a little adjustment here for the excess. That snaps in to that, and it holds it square on your back.
And the one thing about wearing your pants down in it, and most hunters probably know this, but with these boots and everything, that seems to help hold heat.
It does help hold
your
the heat in,
legs.
but something else that it does do, and this comes into your insulated socks, this boot's insulation is throughout the entire boot. Some boots have heavier insulation towards the toe, lighter insulation towards the calf or the ankle. This boot's insulation is the same throughout the entire boot from what I could tell.
Yes.
When you tuck your pants into this boot, if you're wearing a thick sock, that area of your leg now has even more insulation on it with your pants in there, or your Under Armour, or your long johns, whatever you choose to wear, and it will sweat really bad in this upper portion. The one thing I'll suggest to anybody that gets muck boots, and I think both of them would agree, go ahead and spend the money and get you a boot dryer.
Yes, definitely.
Because your feet will sweat in these. They are rubber. They will not breathe. They do exactly what they're supposed to. They hold the heat in, but with that, they also hold the moisture. If you're going on, like a week-long hunt or something like that, and you have to wear these boots and you have to depend on them every single day, you need a boot dryer so that when you come in, before you go to bed, you throw your boots on the boot dryer. By the next morning, your boot is dry inside. And that also keeps odor down. It prolongs the life of the boot on the inside so that it doesn't dry rot or start to rip or come apart. So definitely, you get a pair of mucks. I would invest in a boot dryer. They're relatively cheap. But I think all in all, we were pleased with these.
Oh, yes, definitely.
I don't think, as far as I'm concerned, that I'll buy a different style boot, at least for late season, fall through winter hunting. Mucks will be what I stick with. My boot, like I said, is $209. It's a little bit more expensive than their option.
Right.
Their option is $179.
That's if you're a member with Sportsman Guide.
No, it's a little bit cheaper if you're a member.
Yeah.
No, well, mine was $171 Sportsman Guide membership. It's $189 if you're not.
Okay. Well, I know you can get their style boot and this style boot at I hate to say them, but you can get it at Dick's Sporting Goods. You can get them at Dunham's. You can get them at Cabela's. Now, if you have a Royal King, I believe this is the only option they sell at Royal King.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say about Sportsman's Guide. This is the only option they have.
Yeah.
They don't have the wide calf.
Right. But I was extremely pleased with this. I'm glad that I got the wider calf just because it is a little bit easier to get your pants tucked in. And if you've got snow or creek crossings, a lot of guys, I don't want to get my pants wet.
Right.
To where then whenever I go home and I'm changing or whatever, you take your boots off, then your socks get wet and everything else. And, we've been tucking our pants in our boots ever since we started hunting with rubber boots.
Right.
It also helps keep your pants from getting snagged on briars and tearing the bottoms of your pants up. I know our hunting outfits we hunt in, the bottoms to those are fairly expensive. the last thing I want is to tear them up walking through brush.
Yeah.
So tucking them in your boot helps keep your hunting gear from being tore up. But that's about all I've got to say for them. It's a great boot. If you're in the market for boots, check these out. Go to one of your outfitters and see if they have it. Try them on, walk around in them. You're going to be blown away by the sole that's in these.
Yeah, they are coming.
Yes, they are.
All right, well, I guess that's our review for the Muck Boots. We appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for some upcoming videos of some bushcrafting. And just stay tuned to J&J True Outdoor Adventures. For Big Al and Jerod, we'll talk to you later.